New report from Royal LePage says the GTA housing market got off to a slower than expected start this year, but sales activity has been gradually increasing over the last several months.
So joining us live now to chat about this is Shawn Zigelstein with Royal LePage. Shawn, great to have you with us this morning. It appears that for now, at least, this is certainly a buyer's market, given that we're seeing more supply out there.
Good morning, guys. And I was tempted to wear my Blue Jay jersey this morning because I think the whole city is doing that right now. The market right now, it's a really interesting market. And yes, I do see it as a buyer's market, especially when we're talking about the condo sector. Detached homes are still, selling. They're taking a little bit longer than usual, but we're definitely seeing more of a buyer's, preference right now to the market.
Shawn, it's interesting. It's a buyer's market in as much as, there's some uncertainty in the economy right now. And with that uncertainty, it's a buyer's market for some people who feel confident. But if you don't have the confidence to sort of pull, the trigger on a purchase here, I wonder how you sort of take a look at maybe the next 3 to 6 months. I mean, once again, just in the last couple of days, more concerns about Trump tariffs, auto sector concerns. We've been talking about Stellantis this morning, forestry products, et cetera. There is still a ton of uncertainty out there, which can have a trickle-down effect into the real estate market.
Those are all great points. And that's really what we've been seeing all year. It's just a little bit of uncertainty. Buyers are sitting there and even sellers are sitting there and they're almost on the sidelines waiting for something to happen and the shoe to drop. And, yes, we've seen interest rate drops happen, over the last year and a half, substantially changing the marketplace with interest rates. However, people are not jumping into the market, which is what a lot of economists believed was going to happen when we started to see those drops. But I think there's so much uncertainty out there, and we're feeling that buyers are taking their time. They're being very cautious going into the marketplace, and they're able to have choice now. And they haven't had that for a number of years, that they have the opportunity to go in, see a property, take their time, go back and see it again before making that decision and jumping right in.
And Shawn, there's quite a difference when it comes to the median price of a single detached home in, let's say, the GTA versus City of Toronto, and same situation with condos. Can you elaborate on why we're seeing that change?
I think it's just affordability. Once you get into the core and then once you get out of the core, as long as people are willing to make that little bit of an adjustment on a commute and such like that, a lot of people have gone out of the city core in order to purchase larger properties or more single family homes. Once they're getting into the city and they're looking at average prices, yes, we are seeing the affordability coming back a little bit. However, what we're not seeing at the same time are those buyers running back in, especially what we're going to start to see, I think, with a little bit more of going back to work full time on a lot of different business opportunities out there. People will maybe want to move closer to the city to avoid those commutes, which when I'm, driving in the mornings and in the evenings, the traffic is just unbelievable in the city. People don't want to necessarily want to rush downtown to get to work.
Yeah, understandably, and with all the DVP shutting down the Richmond exit for the next 6 months or so, that is definitely a factor for many people. Shawn, appreciate the time this morning. Thanks for helping break down these Royal LePage numbers for us. Appreciate this.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, guys. Take care.
Okay.
You too.